Now it's time to put it all together for our Frogger game. We have a lot of the components, but one of the things I've seen folks having a hard time with is kind of timing and keeping the obstacles evenly spaced and stuff like that. So a lot of this has to do with the size of your obstacle and the number of repeats, so the number of clones it makes, and the amount of wait time for each one. So I'm just going to connect all of my obstacles. My logs are already connected, and I'm just going to see what my game looks like when I run it. And I'm going to hide a few of these variables as well. So this is pretty good timing for my obstacles, but as you can see, they're kind of bunching up on each other here like this. And so I probably need to decrease the weight for each of those a little bit. So let's change this to 1.5 for both of those and see what we get. And all this is saying is wait 0 seconds at the beginning, but then a second and a half, wait a second and a half between each clone. So what this is going to do is it's going to make the clones a little bit closer together. And all I'm trying to do is get it basically so that all 6 are on the screen at about the same time. And that's pretty good timing right there. Now, 6 of these clones with these sizes is probably a little too aggressive. Like, that's just too hard. And I have a little bit of a bug in that I don't want this stop all, but this script in here, we added those initially, but that's not going to work for us. And so what I can do is make my costumes a little smaller, or excuse me, I can make my costumes a little smaller. I could change this. I'll do it with the circle since it has a bigger costume. But if I change this to, from 6 to 5 and this from 1.5 to 2, what I end up with is obstacles that are a little bit more spaced out. So we'll see there's a bigger gap between the circles. And so I can just adjust the number of obstacles that I want and the amount of time that they wait between each one. So 2 is probably just barely too long of a wait for this. But this is how you would get the timing of all of your obstacles and logs set up, is by adjusting those things: the size of the costume, the number of clones, and the amount of weight between each clone.